guys, it's Brittany with Find Your Fierce Coaching. I apologize about not being able to get this video out to you sooner. Unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties earlier in the day. But today I wanted to introduce my new series where we're going to be talking about prepping for the positive. So a lot of times positive change is really hard for people to get started, and like positive mindset, positive change in your life, because it seems really overwhelming. Okay, so it seems like you know, there's just so much to do to become positive that we get overwhelmed. So I wanted to take the next couple of days and talk a little bit about getting ready to make a change, because I think that if we do it in small steps, it makes it a lot easier when you're ready to really make that shift to a more positive mindset. And so today we're going to talk about 10 tips to help improve your sleep, because ultimately no one feels good when you don't have enough sleep, right? I mean, at the end of the day, how many moms or college students or people working 80 hours a week constantly feel like you're just not getting enough sleep? And the first thing that we think of, like, oh, I'm having a bad day, I just didn't get any sleep last night. I probably hear that 10 times a day. And I probably think that at least a couple times a week, okay? So I'm no expert on this, but I know that from reading a book called Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson, I've learned some really great tips for getting some better sleep. And so I wanted to share those with you, because I think that improving your sleep is definitely going to help improve your entire mindset. So couple of things. Number one, this is going to be hard, especially if you're a mom, or I don't know if you have a desk job, because it's really hard for me, is committing to no caffeine after 2 p.m. So even though the effects that it feels like they wear off, you know, shortly after you drink a cup of coffee at 2 o'clock, it's actually very hard for your brain to metabolize, or for your blood, I'm sorry, to metabolize the caffeine, and then your brain is staying wired for hours. It takes, I want to say that it's 8 hours for the caffeine in your bloodstream to be cut in half. So you want to make sure that you cut that caffeine off earlier in the afternoon, so that when you're laying awake at night, you know, that caffeine isn't still going through your bloodstream and keeping you awake. So that's number one. And as I say that, I'm just going to let you know I'm totally drinking a pre-workout right now, because after this live video, I'm going to go work out. So that's still one of the tips I really am working on, trying to get up earlier to get my workouts in, so I'm not drinking the caffeine so late in the day. Number two, second tip, is going to be, if you have an Apple iPhone or iPad, any of the Apple products, you can actually use this feature called the Nightshade. And on the newest iOS, if you swipe up from the bottom, there's actually a button that you can click, and it turns the nightshade on. And basically what that does is it removes the blue light from your phone, which is it triggers your brain to stay awake. And they actually did some research studies on it, and it actually is like crack to your brain. It's very addicting. And so when you're on your phone just scrolling through Facebook or doing whatever you're doing at night, your brain is getting all these triggers like it's awake time and from that blue light. And so turning off the blue light, if you don't have a iPhone, there are some Android apps as well, like I want to say one of them is called like Blue Light Blocker. And you can actually block the blue light. So I have my iPhone set to sun up with sundown. So right now it stays a little bit farther than I should. You should have that, use that at least like about 2 hours before bedtime, and so that you're not getting that blue light blocker or blue light into your eyes as you're trying to lay down for bed. So step 3, kind of feeding on that, is no electronics for 2 hours before bed. So if you're somebody who watches TV in your bedroom at night, stop, because you are constantly, your brain is just being triggered by so many things, and it's unable to shut down. So iPads, iPhones, you know, tablets, whatever, cell phones, TVs, all that kind of stuff, try to really limit that going up to about 2 hours before bedtime. It's really going to help be able to allow your brain to shut down and it's going to also, if you have one in your bedroom, a TV in your bedroom, it's going to help train your body to understand that going into your bedroom, it means going to sleep, not watching TV. So actually, coincidentally enough, the only time we watch TV in the bedroom is actually when Travis is home, and he always laughs on Friday night. He's like, this is on the same channel it was on Sunday when I left. Like, yeah, because I don't watch TV in our bedroom at all at night. Number 5 is to invest in some darkening room shades. We never invested in any, but we actually sort of created our own because for those of you who may know, who've been following me for some time, Travis used to work third shift. So during the day, it like needed to be black in our bedroom. Like it was really, you know, dark, and like it was night for him. That was the easiest way for him to fall asleep. And so we don't actually use those anymore, but we have a neighbor in their backyard butts up to our backyard, and they have this like bright light on this shed, and it shines right in the window, like facing the bed. So I close that at night and make sure that the shade is on, or sorry, that the blinds are closed and the shade is covering it, because, or the curtain, because it really will help kind of block out that light. And we have a window in our bathroom that's also on that same wall, so I try to close the bathroom door. And we do have one window, especially on the weekends, I will leave it open, and it's on the other side of the house, other side of the bedroom. I will leave that open because it's very nice for your body. If you're not somebody who has to be up early, like right now I'm still up before sunrise, so my body isn't waking up with the sun, but ideally we would be, you know, pretty much starting to wind down for bed as the sun goes down, getting up when the sun comes up. And so if you're somebody that, you know, maybe needs that light in the morning to help yourself wake up, try to leave one of the windows open on the east side of your house. If that's, you know, if you have a window in your bedroom on the east side, that will kind of help in the morning trigger, you know, your body to start waking up. But if you have like, you know, neighbors with lights, or you live in the city or something like that, try to get your room as dark as possible, and it'll help your brain start to shut down at night. So the other tip is going to be, as much as we want it to be dark at night, you want to make sure you're getting sunlight during the day, and not sunlight through sunglasses. Okay. So sunlight, like real sunlight, not through sunglasses, not through even like windows. So in the winter, it's probably pretty hard unless you want to be cold or to go outside. I live in the Midwest, and I try not to go outside very much in the winter, but getting outside and getting some of that natural UV rays into your, especially your eyes, but in your skin, all that kind of stuff, it helps your body produce the hormones that help regulate your sleep schedules. It will, you know, really help you wake up in the morning. It'll help you feel a lot more refreshed. I suggest trying to get at least 15 minutes outside in the sun, so that, you know, your body can get the sunlight it needs. For some of you, if you notice that it's still not enough and you're still like kind of feeling crummy throughout the day, trying to take, you know, getting some more time out in the sun. I try to go out every day on my breaks and try to walk around our parking lot. We have some walking paths, and try to really get that sunlight in with no sunglasses, and help my body, you know, get what it needs. So if you get 15-minute breaks or lunches, try to get outside, enjoy that sunlight. So another important thing, number 7, is going to be proper diet and exercise. When you're eating meals that are timed kind of with the sun, it helps your body regulate what's going on in life, and it'll help you. I actually was just reading the other day that eating on a specific set schedule like that will actually is one of the easiest ways to avoid jet lag. So especially if you're somebody who travels coast to coast a lot, that would really help be able to regulate. You eat when the sun is rising, you know, at noon, and, you know, you try to be done eating by the time sun sets. And just trying to get out and exercise. So if you're somebody that works in an office and you get a couple 15-minute breaks or a lunch every day while you're out enjoying the sun, try to get some walking in. Even if that's all that you do. Travis has a very physically demanding job, but on the weekends when he's home, We really try to go out and take the dog out for a walk, enjoy the sun, enjoy the nice weather. When we were able to go walking in February in Michigan, that was like heaven on earth. But, you know, during the summer, try to get a lot, especially during the spring, summer, and fall, try to get a lot more active just outside. You don't have to be doing any kind of like workout programs or going to the gym. Like going outside and getting in some exercise 30 minutes a day, like at least 3 to 5 times a week, will really help your body cycle through the necessary, you know, hormone production for digestion and with the endorphins from working out and things like that. It'll really help you, your body regulate. So number 8 is finding a calming routine at night. So for me, I like to do yoga before bed, and I like to read. I like to, you know, not be on my electronics. It's not always perfect around here, but I try really hard. Get a book. I actually just recently joined the Book of the Month Club, so I could have a physical book in my hands every night, and it would keep me occupied in bed while I'm trying to kind of wind down. But some of the things that work for other people, meditation, yoga, reading, journaling, it doesn't really matter what it is, as long as, you know, you're not using your electronics and you find a way to really get calm and relaxed, because kind of dulling the senses will put you in a calm and, you know, relaxed mindset, and you'll get much better sleep. So number 9 and 10 are going to kind of reflect getting your day started right, so that, you know, if you can get your day started right, hopefully, you know, you'll be able to implement these things throughout the day, and then it'll, you know, continue to cycle through. You'll get better sleep, your days will be better, you'll get better all around. Essentially, it's kind of all works together. But one of the suggestions I have is to create a good morning routine and commit to it. So if you've ever heard of The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, you should check it out. If you haven't heard of it, definitely Amazon that book. It's a really great read. It's pretty quick. And setting up your morning to flow with some good intentions is going to really help throughout the day. I notice I can really tell the difference if I do my miracle morning or if I don't. One of the like acronyms he uses in the book is called SAVERS. So that's silence, like waking up with a few minutes of meditation, affirmations, just talking positive to yourself. If you use Pinterest, if you go on Pinterest and just search for like positive morning affirmations for like something you're trying to improve. Like currently I've been doing a lot of like positive affirmations for jobs and money. And I just say those kind of quietly to myself. Visualization. I've created an entire board on Pinterest actually for like things I want us to have, like our dream house, our dream cars, a family, a great wedding, things like that. Just visualizing it, really taking it in. Exercise. So even like 5 to 10 minutes of yoga or stretching in the morning will really get your blood pumping. Reading, I oftentimes really suggest getting a personal development book and committing to kind of some self-improvement first thing in the morning. And then the last one is scribing. So in the mornings, I've been writing my blog posts, kind of really get me going first thing in the morning after I'm, you know, all pumped up from positive affirmations and visualizations and kind of getting some stretches in and reading, and then I feel pumped up. I write my blog post. But if you're somebody who keeps a journal, or you know, if you're not somebody who keeps a journal or blogs, like I would suggest trying that. You can create a blog on WordPress that you don't ever have to make public, but if you can just get your stuff out, get your ideas flowing, you know, put out some of those maybe affirmations that you really want to focus on and read them back to yourself, it'll help a lot. And so then finally, my last suggestion is a good alarm. So if you're somebody who likes to have an alarm clock, go you. I will literally hit snooze 400 times on the alarm clock. I've actually had, like, woke up, Travis has called me in the morning, I've woke up and had full entire conversations with him, and then called him like an hour later, been like, what? I never told you I was up, I never texted you, you never called me. He was like, check your phone log, like, we talked for 15 minutes. No memory. Like, I'm not good at, like, I'm not that person that my alarm goes off and I'm like, it's a new day, let's get up. But I notice that the longer I stay in bed and the more I snooze that alarm, it's like harder and harder every time that alarm goes off to actually get up. So one of the things that I've done lately is there's this app called Kwake. It's Kiwake. And I don't know if they have it on Android. I apologize. I'm an iPhone user, but if they do, they probably have something similar. And essentially, it's an alarm clock. You set the time, you set the ringtone, and then essentially, one of the things you do to prep for this alarm clock is you have to go take a picture of something that's not near your bedroom. Like, it shouldn't be something that you can retake a picture of laying in your bed, okay? So mine's like something in my bathroom. And so then I have to get out of the bed, because when your alarm goes off, you get like 30, you can set how long. It's anywhere from 30 seconds to 3 minutes to kind of slowly wake yourself up. And then you have to get up and take a picture, and you can't skip it, okay? Like, you can't just like turn it off. You literally have to get out of bed and take the picture. It's the only way that the alarm will stop. And then it has like a mentally stimulating game, like these like tap tiles. You can pick a couple different whatever one you want. And then it ends with some like positive affirmations that you can type in for yourself. And it's really helped me get up and get out of bed like the first time, because I pick the worst alarm sound, and it just will not stop until I commit to doing what I need to do. So I suggest doing something like that, something that is like, requires physical movement for it to shut off, because it is so easy to keep pushing snooze, right? And like I said, have you ever like pushed snooze 3 times and then felt more tired by the time you actually got out of bed? Like, that happens to me all the time. And so when I do that, then my miracle morning is slow. My day kind of takes off slow. I end up drinking a cup of coffee at 3 o'clock to make it through the day. I'm just feeling off and groggy, and end up, playing on my phone too late, and it just starts a sick cycle. So really commit to your morning routine, because although it seems like it might be a little bit hard to like set that in motion without a good night's sleep first, they really play in together. So you really have to commit to the whole process, to the shutting down early, and then, having a good routine as you wake up. So I know I threw a ton of tips at you. 10 seems like a lot, and I think we're like coming up on 20 minutes on the video. So I don't want to keep you any longer, but I will let you know that tomorrow we're gonna really dive into the miracle morning and what all of those things really mean, how you can implement them, some things that would apply to each category, so that you can kind of start, contemplating doing that yourself. And then yeah, we're gonna keep on going. I have a couple more days in this series to prepping for the positive in small little steps here. If 10 steps seems overwhelming to you, that's okay. Go ahead and start implementing a couple a day. I will make sure that I have everything listed in the blog that you would need to know in order to find some of these apps and books and things like that. So if you have any questions, make sure that you put them in a comment so I can get back to you. And I really appreciate you all hopping on this evening, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.